Ever wondered who designed the iconic White House? The answer is James Hoban, an architect who won the design competition for the presidential residence. His winning submission was a blend of various architectural influences, displaying a neoclassical style that was very much en vogue during the late 18th century. The design incorporated elements from Roman and Venetian architecture, reminiscent of the grandeur of the ancient world and the elegance of the Renaissance period. But Hoban didn't stop there. He also drew inspiration from closer to home, namely the stately Irish country houses and even the Château de Rastignac in France. The construction of this architectural masterpiece took place between 1792 and 1800. These 8 years saw the transformation of an ambitious design on paper into an iconic symbol of the United States. But as we'll discover, the journey from blueprint to building was not a smooth one. So the White House was born, but not without its fair share of trials and tribulations. Can you believe the White House once went up in flames? It may sound like a plot straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but it's a stark chapter from the annals of American history. Imagine this. It's the year 1812, and the United States is in the throes of a bitter conflict with Great Britain. On a fateful day in August, British forces march into Washington, D.C., and set the presidential mansion ablaze. The flames that night painted an unforgettable tableau of destruction and defiance, reducing much of the White House to charred ruins. Yet, this was not the end of the story for the White House. Far from it. The burning of the iconic residence was met with an indomitable spirit of resilience from the American people. The nation didn't just mourn the loss, it rolled up its sleeves and got to work. Under the guidance of architect James Hoban, the same man who had designed the original edifice, rebuilding efforts commenced almost immediately. Brick by brick, stone by stone, the White House was resurrected. Despite the extensive damage, the core structure was preserved, a testament to the solid foundation upon which the mansion was initially built. Reconstruction of the White House was not just about restoring a building, it was about reaffirming the American spirit, the nation's resolve, and its commitment to democracy. It was a monumental task, and it took 3 long years to complete, but the outcome was nothing short of spectacular. And just like a phoenix, the White House rose from its ashes, stronger and more magnificent. It stood and still stands as a symbol of American resilience, a beacon of hope, and a testament to the nation's unyielding spirit. Did you know the White House was not always as we see it today? Over the centuries, it has undergone numerous transformations, each adding a layer of history to its iconic facade. In the early days, the White House was simply a mansion, albeit a grand one. But as the nation grew, so did the needs of its leader. The first major addition came in the form of the West Wing. Designed by President Theodore Roosevelt's nephew, it was built in the early 20th century to provide the president with a separate workspace. This move allowed the second floor of the White House, which had been the president's office, to become fully residential. The West Wing is also home to one of the most iconic rooms in American politics, the Oval Office. The idea of an Oval Office was first conceived by President William Howard Taft in 1910, who wanted a space that was more private and less formal than the traditional rectangular rooms. The Oval Office we know today, however, was designed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933 and has been the working space of every president since. But the evolution didn't stop there. The East Wing was added during World War II, initially serving as a social gathering spot. Today, it houses the offices of the First Lady and her staff. Beyond the main building, the White House complex includes the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. Once the State War and Navy Department building, it now contains a majority of offices for White House staff. And let's not forget Blair House, the president's guest house, just steps away from the main residence. Each addition, each renovation, has been a response to the changing demands of the presidency and the nation. The White House has adapted, evolved, and grown just as the United States has. So, from a single mansion to a sprawling complex, the White House has indeed come a long way. What makes the White House so special today? Fast forward to today, and you'll find that the White House isn't just an address on Pennsylvania Avenue. It's a National Heritage Site, a title given to it by the National Park Service, the guardians of America's most significant historical and natural locations. This isn't a title that's given lightly. It's an acknowledgement of the White House's unique place in the tapestry of American history. But what really sets the White House apart is its dual role as both a home and a workplace. It's the official residence of the President of the United States, sure, but it's also much more than that. It's a bustling hub of activity, a place where decisions that shape the nation and indeed the world are made every day. From the Oval Office to the press briefing room, from the Situation Room to the State Dining Room, every inch of the White House is steeped in history. Yet it's a living, breathing entity, constantly evolving to meet the needs of each new administration. And while the White House is undeniably a place of power and politics, it's also a place of people. It's where presidents have raised their families, celebrated their triumphs, and confronted their challenges. It's where they've laughed, cried, dreamed, and grieved. It's a place that has witnessed the full range of human emotion and experience. From its humble beginnings to its iconic status today, the White House continues to stand as a symbol of the American spirit. So, what fun trivia have we learned today about the White House? We've discovered that the design of this iconic building was the result of a competition, with architect James Hoban taking home the prize. His vision was influenced by a myriad of architectural styles, from the grandeur of Roman and Venetian architecture to the homely charm of Irish country houses, and even the elegance of the Château de Rastignac in France. The White House has also proven its resilience, enduring a fiery encounter during the War of 1812. British forces set the mansion ablaze, but it was promptly reconstructed, standing tall once again. And let's not forget the numerous additions and renovations that have added character to the White House over the years. The West Wing, the Oval Office, the East Wing, each has its own story, contributing to the rich tapestry of this national heritage site. And there you have it, some intriguing trivia about the White House, a symbol of resilience and evolution. It truly is a testament to the American spirit.